as your servant whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important tasks in the county. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberations in so just and a faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace and prosperity and welfare of our county and of those whose interest you have committed to our church. Amen. Let me welcome all the participants and members of the County Assembly, Office of the Auditor, and the Executive. With us here, we are going for an interrogation of the Auditor's General Report on the financial statement of Nyakach County Level 5 Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2022. So, we want to adopt our agenda. Who is proposing? Honorable Seto Kumu, seconded by Nancy Matara. Okay, we are going to the introduction. I'm Chair, Honorable Ken Uko, West Kisumu Ward Chair, Pick Park, Kisumu County Assembly.
Good morning. I'm Warinto Geoffrey, MCA representing Miwani Ward and the Vice Chair, Pick Park.
Us.
Morning, Honorable Nancy Matara, a committee member.
Seth Okumu, MCA representing his SEM and a member.
Morning, everyone. My name is Honorable James Ochengo Molo. I'm MCA representing West Nyakach. I'm a member of this committee.
Secretariat.
Thank you, Chair. Mostino Chieng, Committee Clerk.
Good morning. I'm Chris Oguta, Clerk Assistant to the committee.
Good morning. My name is CPM Ole Nachayo, a member of the Secretariat.
Good morning. I'm Wycliffe Owade, a researcher attached to this committee.
Auditor.
Good morning. I'm Margaret Moronge, Office of the Auditor General, Kisumu Region.
Good morning. My name is Kennedy Ongoi. I represent the Auditor General in this meeting.
To the accounting officers.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Edon Nyagudi, Medical Superintendent, Nyakach County Hospital.
My name is Ezekiel Onunga, Accountant, Department of Health.
Good morning. I'm Abraham Mabuto, Health Administrator, Nyakach County Hospital.
Thank you very much. Maybe for the sake of housekeeping, the moment you are done with the microphone, you have to put it on, or else we are going to interfere with the waves once the other one is also on. So I think that is noted. We are going to administer oath, and it has to be very clear that the superintendent is going to do it on behalf of the accounting officers. So it doesn't matter if you don't carry the Bible and recite that. It means you are under oath by extension from the superintendent. So, Sergeant Atam.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I will swear the oath. I, Dr. Edon Nyagudi Otieno.
Sergeant Atam, please.
Oh, thank you.
Inside.
I, Dr. Edon Nyagudi Otieno, do solemnly swear.
Maybe for clarification, the Bible has to be on your right hand.
That's what I was asking.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you, Chair. I think I'll go again. I, Dr. Nyagudi Otieno, do solemnly and sincerely swear that every word that I shall utter before the Public Accounts and Investment Committee is the truth and nothing but the truth, and that every statement and declaration that I shall make shall be made conscientiously, believing the same to be true and according to the oaths and the Statutory Declarations Act. So help me God.
Thank you so much. After that, may I confirm from the Secretariat that did you get the responses from the counting officers?
Thank you very much, Chair. I can confirm that we did get the responses on time. Thank you.
Back to the auditors. May I confirm if you got the responses from the accounting officers?
Yes, Chair, we confirm that we received the responses from the management of Nyakach Hospital, but we did not receive the supporting schedules. Thank you.
Thank you so much. What was the auditor's opinion, and briefly what confirmed that?
The opinion of the auditor was an adverse opinion. By adverse opinion, it means that the financial statements of Nyakach Level 4 Hospital did not present fairly the financial position of the hospital as at 30th June 2022, and its financial performance and its cash flow for the year then ended in accordance with the International Public Sector Accounting Standards accrual basis, and do not comply with the Public Finance Management Act 2012. Thank you.
Thank you so much. May we please you start interrogations concerning the queries. Number one.
Number one, the basis for adverse opinion, paragraph 1 is non-compliance with the Public Sector Accounting Standard Board reporting requirements. Review of the annual report and financial statements reveal the following anomalies on presentation and disclosure. 1, the statement of changes in net assets and the statement of comparison of budget and actual amounts were omitted. The statement of cash flow does not disclose the opening cash and cash equivalent balances. 3, Board of Management and key management information detailed on page 6 and 7, respectively, do not include members' passport size photos, key qualification, and work experience as required by the template. There is no disclosure on transaction with related parties in Note 24 to the financial statements, related parties. Number 5, a trial balance was not provided for audit. In the circumstances, the preparation and presentation of the annual reports and financial statements do not comply with the format prescribed by the Public Sector Accounting Standards Board. Thank you.
Back to the accounting officers.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I want to take note of the concern of the Audit Office of the Auditor General, and the reason that formed the basis for our adverse opinion from the Office of the Auditor General. The first part was on non-compliance with the Public Sector Accounting Standards Board reporting requirements. So I'll just say that as I highlighted in our preamble in our report, the hospital management prepared a distinct annual report of the financial statements as an accounting entity for the first time, and as such, we are not very conversant with the requirements of the IPSAS, the accrual basis. At the same time, the hospital did not have an accountant and a supply chain officer to ensure effective execution of the accounting and supply chain functions to aid in the preparations of the said financial statements. Just to add additionally, for the financial year 2021-2022, the hospital never had a comprehensive annual budget. It was a norm that hospital management prepare quarterly budget. We used to prepare quarterly budgets, proposals on the available funds, and thereafter they request the chief officer for AIE, which we used to, as per the budget proposal, AIE was produced as per the budget proposal. As the management, we've taken note of this, and going forward in the 2022-2023 financial report, we're going to comply with the budget preparations. So it was just a matter of omission.
As sake of directions, kindly please read your responses. Don't add anything, don't sugarcoat, don't do anything. The responses, those are the responses we are giving. So we'll give back the opportunity to the auditor, then we give you, if you have something to explain. I think that is very clear. Don't add, don't sugarcoat, don't anything, don't remove anything. Just be precise to your responses. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. That's guided. I think I will end it at that.
To the auditor.
Thank you, Chair. The position is highlighted because the financial statements are yet to be revised. Thank you.
Back to members. For the members. Bwana Superintendent, do you know anything to do with the reporting template, a format of reporting, and a template is provided by the authority concerned? Are you aware of that?
Yes, I am, Chair.
And do you understand how it works?
Now I do, Chair.
You understand?
Yes, now I understand.
So you are ready to admit the liability on this because you understand, but it is not, you did not comply.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, I agree that we did not comply with the template because there were two omissions. I think 3 omissions of the trial balance, the statement of changes of net assets and statement of comparison of budget. And like I've said before, this was a first time we are making this, and we are being guided by our accountant who are helping us in the making of the financial statement. So at that point, I did not understand the template very well, but I've said right now, I understand the template and the requirements of the template.
So the question is very clear. Are you liable as the accounting officer
Yes, Honorable Chair, as the accounting officer, the buck stops with me, and I will take the liability.
And in your reply, you said very clearly that you don't have an accountant. Who then was advising you?
We didn't have the hospital accountant. We had an accountant that was covering the sub-counties of Nyakach, Nyando, and Muhoroni, that was helping us to make these financial statements.
Could you please give us the name of that accountant? For one, before that, are you sure he's an accountant?
Yes, I'm sure an accountant because the Department of Health told us that they are sending us an accountant for those three sub-counties, so we believe he's an accountant by profession.
And are you aware there are some issues to go through before you are called an accountant?
Yes, right now I know you must have a registration number. That thing will, I believe, license you to practice an accountant. I think it's called SPAC number, if I'm not wrong, Honorable Chair.
Or the person you are referring to, having known very clearly the person must be having that number and all that, you confirm is an accountant, given by your explanation?
I did not go further to check whether he has the number or not, but having been sent by my seniors, I believed they did the right thing to send us a right person for the job.
You have that person here?
Yes, I do, my Honorable Chair.
Confirmed by name?
Our accountant is called Mr. Ezekiel Onunga.
Is here?
He's here with us.
Where is he?
He's seated on my immediate right.
Is the one sitting next to you?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Maybe back to the members.
Chair.
Thank you, member.
Yeah, Chair, thank you. I think it's not in order for the MEDSUP to admit liability. And I think if he does, then maybe he knows the consequences that comes with it and the burden which really it attracts. And maybe you'll elaborate that. On this matter, I think the template is there just too clear on what should be there. Omitting the omissions which are there, like the one for the passport size photos, and others, the experience, what have you, because you know, these are key elements that auditor will just have to look. Do we have the right people, maybe in the board or in the management of the hospital, so that they really know. And with the passport size photos, it is attached to a name. So the name alone cannot really validate that is somebody. Anyone can have any word as a name. So that was a big omission. But of the interest is that is admitting on the same, on the liability part of it. On the matter accountant, I think that one you will leave the accountant to talk for himself. He knows who should prepare a book. We just want to know if he's the one of them. And the auditors are here. I think they know the procedures. And we just want to know if he's the right person to prepare books of account of Nyakach County Hospital. Thank
you. You had all the opportunity to amend the queries while at the management level. Why did you not do this before reaching the House? Because you are given the opportunity. We know the process of audit queries. You are given the opportunity, and there's a management when you are still within the management. Yes, so there is a management letter given to you. That is very clear. Why did you not do this after audit had written all this and indicated all this.
Thank you, Bwana Chair. Indeed, we got a management letter from the Office of the Auditor General, and we responded to that management letter from the Office of the Auditor General. And as Honorable Member for Nyakach West has said, as already asked, these financial statements were on the desk of the accountant, and he was the one that was responding to the management letter. So I think it's also important that we hear from him. Probably I'll have a better explanation since we're making most of the financial statements.
Yeah, it is very clear. It is very clear by extension is also under oath, and the admin is also under oath. And should you get any question which you feel one of them should be answering, don't try to carry the burden yourself, because that is why you are all here. I think your request is accepted.
Thank you, Chair.
Yeah. Chair, there's something that we really need to address here because it's bringing problems to most of these facilities. This is the issue of roaming accountant. And I think Ezekiel has been here for some time, having been the roaming accountant. I'm looking at the Act because what we do here is check whatever we are doing, whether it conforms to the acts that are in this country. I'm looking at the Accountants Act, Chair, and in the definition of the accountant, Chair, because this will help most of our facilities, allow me to take some time on it. They're saying an accountant is a person registered as an accountant under Section 24 of this Act, and is a member defined in Section 4, 2A and B. So if you go to Section 4, 2A and B, it reads, I'm going to finish very, very fast. And then we finish with this issue of accountant so that we know where the challenges are coming. Chair, Section 4(2) reads, the members of the institute shall be divided into the following, and it's describing who becomes an accountant. And A says, fellows comprising those persons who become fellows pursuant to an invitation under subsection 3, of whom shall be titled Fellows of Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Kenya, FCPA. And then B reads, full members comprising of those members registered under Section 24, but who are not fellows, each of whom shall be titled Member of Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Kenya, designatory letters CPA. Those are the only people who we can call accountants in Kenya. Either you are an FCPA or a CPA and registered under Section 24. So with that provided for expressly in an act, do we still continue referring to Ezekiel as an accountant? Honorable Chair, I need your guidance. Thank you.
Maybe he has all those things. Maybe he has, and is here. Could you please confirm whether you are an accountant or misquandering as accountant?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I'm not registered by ISPAC. Thank you.
Back to the members.
Chair, I think the question is, it's not about, is he an accountant in his own opinion? Having read what the law provides for as an accountant, is he an accountant? Thank you, Chair.
Brother Ezekiel.
Thank you, Chair. I did Bachelor of Commerce Finance, and I'm currently doing my CPS at the advanced level. So I have the skills, but I'm yet to be there. Thank you.
The question is very clear.
Yes.
By a description of the law. The law
Yes.
is very clear. The law of the land is guiding whatever we are doing in the house. This is a house of rules, law, regulations, and everything. You are aware. That is why you are taking oath. Are you an accountant according to this description of the law?
No, Chair.
Chair, that solves most of the problem. And I remember asking the auditor last time, if he's not an accountant and he signed this document as an accountant, would that be considered not anomaly, but I'm looking for the right legal term, where you purport to be a person that you are not? Chair, on that note, are these documents we are discussing valid? Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Member.
Yeah, let me just put it in a layman language. You know, I'm not a trained doctor. The Medsup Nyakach is a trained doctor. So he can sign prescription, he can do anything a doctor can do, and you know what a doctor is. So same, I'm MCA. So he cannot masquerade as a MCA and do what a MCA can do. So these things are very distinct. So I'm just wondering, on the same note, Honorable Seth is wondering, you know, this is not the first time we are having the accountant in quotes, and I think this is the biggest mess we are having in all our facilities. When the person who does the work of an accountant is not accountant, and we end up with all this adverse opinion all the time in all our facilities. And you can check, whatever is presented here, there are things which are so minor that were not done. And they keep on repeating in all other facilities by the same person. So I don't know, Chair. I think it's upon us to really see how best we can help our facilities, or else we'll just be like this in circles all the time. We are now in Nyakach, we will be in another facility, it's the same thing. And if you check the wordings in terms of responses, the wordings, they are almost equal and the same in terms of what they submit to the auditors. To our auditors, I think it's high time also you guys to reject some of these documents before you go ahead with them, because we are here discussing documents which are not really prepared by the qualified personnel. You know, in these organized bodies, the engineers, the accountants, the doctors, you know, you cannot be, there's no shortcut about it. If an engineer doesn't certify something, he's an engineer, yes? So someone else who is not an engineer, even by training, he has some skills of engineering, but not a trained and certified engineer. He cannot sign anything engineering in that matter. So the same with accounting department. So I think we must cure this, Chair. I think we will go ahead, but we must cure this once and for all. Thank you.
Vice Chair.
Thank you so much, Chair. I tend to believe that Mr. Ezekiel is taking these things for granted. This is not the first time that you are being here. You've represented more than 2 or 3 facilities with the same explanation. Even a student, if it's corrected for the first time, next time at least there will be an improvement. Are we going to take it that because you are not qualified to be called an accountant, is this the reason why you are repeating the same explanation to us in all these 3 facilities? Then again to the accounting officer, you can't tell us that you cannot get the passport size photos of your staff. You don't have the brief background of your staff and any other thing that is required to fill in that template. Are you also taking this for granted? Thank you.
Yes, Chair.
Okay.
Okay, this goes just to the Ezekiel. I heard the hospital superintendent was saying that they were given from the county. The accountant was brought from the county. To you, Ezekiel, you are employed as who in the county? As an accountant or as That's what I want, as a cashier or accountant? That's what I want to know.
Maybe that one you can sum up with some other concerns. You are given time.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I'm employed as an accountant one. Thank you.
One means?
By designation, I'm accountant one, meaning I was employed as an accountant.
Did you go through the interview?
Yes, sir.
Was there an advertisement to that position?
Yes, Chair, there was an advertisement.
And you qualified?
Yes, Chair.
I think he's right. Tell us the advert. What were the qualifications for the advert, the requirements, just so that we know who is the accountant one in this case?
In the what I can recall as to for a person to be qualified for that position, you had to be having a degree in either finance or accounting, and then also in terms of CPA, you needed to have at the intermediate level. That is what we used to call. We have we have 3 levels, so you had to be at the middle level, of which by that time I qualified. And then you had to have some experience in public service of more than 3 years, which I had by then. Thank you, Chair.
To be, you have to have a middle level. Expound. Middle level. What middle level?
That is the intermediate level. We call it CPA 3 and 4.
You have just talked about doing CPA now, or that was not your pronouncement?
Chair, we have we now have 3 levels. There is the start level, there is the intermediate level, and then there is the advanced level. So I'm currently undertaking my advanced level.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I don't want to delve into how Ezekiel was employed. I think that was provided for in the advertisement by the county government through Public Service Board. I think I would prefer that we focus on his authority to sign or to prepare books of account for our facilities, because that's what makes documents that we are discussing legal. Other than that, I don't know, maybe the auditor will tell us if we are discussing legal documents or not. Thank you, Chair.
I think we'll have to go down on that. We have the best opportunity to deal with that. And we'll be doing our report writing very clear on what we want, how we want to move. But auditor, question 2.
I want to state this once more, that the minimum requirement for signing financial statement is 2 members of the board. It is true Ezekiel appended his signature to the financial statements for Nyakach Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2022. But it did not indicate this ISPAC number. But there are two signatories, that is Mr. Apondi Charles and the medical superintendent who signed the document. If the financial statements are not appropriately signed, what we normally do, we return them to the client, and we don't audit them. I want to refer you to a sitting that we had here some time back on Kiwasco, where we had a problem, a question for Yanas and Gulf water companies. Those two water companies were not audited, have not been audited for quite a while because the financial statements were not signed appropriately. And before we embark on audit of the financial statements, we refer this matter to our legal department, who give us an opinion whether to proceed or not to proceed. So if we proceed, it means the financial statements meet the minimum legal requirement for us to audit. So for the case of Nyakach Water Company, Nyakach Hospital, the financial statements are appropriately signed, although they were done by an accountant who is not qualified. As I referred to you the other day, I told you that there are several levels of organizations that we audit. There are those organizations which are quoted at the Nairobi Stock Exchange. Those ones, we must have a qualified accountant appending his signature. Those ones we must. But for small organizations, like now look at a school, a primary school, like Severian Primary School here. We give them capitation from government. And we as auditors, we are required to go and audit the financial statements. Tell me, does Severian Primary School have a capacity to hire a qualified auditor? It doesn't. So sometimes we look at the common good of this country, not just at the legal requirement, because the law cuts both sides. It can be forward, it can be backwards. So that's why we admitted the financial statement of Nyakach, despite the fact that they do not have a qualified and competent auditor, or accountant, sorry. Thank
you. Maybe we have to know more from the auditor.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm sorry I came late. My name is Ruben Okoth-Rakwach. I'm a member of this committee, and I represent a ward called Kolua East. Yeah, I think I want to agree with the Auditor General, but I'm an engineer by training. I've not registered with the ERB. And as such, I may do the donkey's work of design, but I will not sign. I will look for a registered engineer, structural registered engineer, to sign on my behalf, who will go through my design and approve. If it is proper and it cannot cause mayhem, then he will take the responsibility. I expect the same to happen in this field of accountancy, whereby the roaming accountant does his work. After he has done his work, then the same statement is being supervised by a registered accountant. When we do it this way, because these hospitals, they belong to the county government of Kisumu. And in county government of Kisumu Department of Health, we have registered accountants. What is their work? What are they helping this county with? Let this non-accountant staff do their work, and then they get supervised by the registered accountant. If we do it that way, then we are going to improve on the auditor's opinion of our financial statements, Chairman. But if we continue this way, then our facilities will continue to get adverse opinion, adverse opinion, adverse opinion. And then what are we doing here? How are we helping this county to improve on its image if we continue with non-accountant, those who are not qualified, making our statements? Those primary schools, they don't have accountants. They don't have registered accountants. But these are entities which are within the Kisumu County government. They are being supervised by the health department, which has several registered accountants. Let us use this norm whereby whoever does the financial statement, let him do it. Then we have those papers supervised by our registered accountants so that they can see the gaps. They can improve on this on the compilations, so that at the end of the day, we can improve on the opinion, the auditor's opinion of our financial statement. That is my submission, Honorable Chair. Thank you.
We need to proceed to another question, but before that, Okumu, assume your seat. I think I'm not in a position of buying the idea of Auditor General. I think you are taking us to a very dangerous situation. If we have accountants within the department, and we are aware we have the accountants within the department, and the registered ones, there's a design scheme to probably fleece money from these hospitals. Why is it not supervised? Because if we allow all the audit opinions from hospitals are adverse, and we entertain this by allowing some people to do this, and we know we have accountants. If we don't have accountants, it would be fine. But we have accountants within the department. Why don't they do the required job? So that we come out from this adverse opinion. Now it is now our job. It is now our work now to see that everything is done accordingly. Despite the fact that you are giving us a leeway of using some people to justify illegalities, no, we can't allow that. These people must account for public fund, and in a way that is appropriate and according to the law. One way is one. The accountant who should be signing this, who is a financial director, financial what? Somebody is actually misusing some post, which is very important. The other time we were here, and now we are also here, and we are going to be blamed. What is our work of being in the oversight? If we can't pinpoint where the problems are, and if we allow even the pictures themselves, the pictures where you take the photo, you just take the photos, then you print. That is the requirement of a template. It is not there. Do we just cross our hand and see and say that it is orderly for two directors to sign? No, we can't allow that. And for somebody who should be knowing what is happening, who is now sitting for CPA, he should be aware of all these things. He should advise, and he has the supervisors. Are you being supervised? Or you are just rooming without being supervised? That is quite unfortunate. That is on our side, not the auditor. It is our duty to see that you comply with the requirement and account for the public fund. You must account for the public fund. Leave alone the auditors. Auditor will go, but will remain with you. You must be answerable for all this. We can't allow this. We be as a rubber stamp for misdeeds, for somebody doing what he knows. It is against the law. And you are signing without writing your number. And you don't have that number. You are not qualified to satisfy that. So that we just go there and cross our hands. You can't do that. We want to do that. You must be responsible. Whatever you are doing, you are handling public money, you are in trust of the public. You must do that. That is very clear. One auditor, we can continue to the next question.
Thank you, Chair. Unaccounted for assets in the financial statements. The statement of financial position reflects nil balances in respect of property, plant and equipment, intangible assets, investment, property and inventory. However, review of records revealed that they also had assets including fixed assets, intangible assets, and inventories as at 30 June 2022 of undetermined fair use, which were not recognized in the financial statements. So in the circumstances, the accuracy and completeness of the financial statements could not be confirmed.
Back to the accounting officers.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. For the second part, which was the unaccounted for assets in the financial statement, our response was that the hospital management maintains an asset register that details the specs, specifications, quantities, locations of assets in our RM Lite asset management system. However, the costing of the assets are not included in the asset management system, since the assets that include land, building, are not been valued by a qualified valuer as at close of the financial year, so that they could be included in the financial statement. The hospital management maintains inventory bin cards that are routinely updated. However, the hospital management did not have the skills on how to cost all the inventories in the hospital stores as at of 30th June 2022. The hospital management has also taken steps to engage the Department of Health to assist in the engagement of the valuer to address these gaps that have been noted.
Back to the data. But proceed to another question. Question 3.
Unreconciled variances in transfer from county government. The statement of financial performance reflects transfers from the county government amount of Kenya shillings 8,073,241, which is at variance with the balance of Kenya shillings 5,576,651, reflected as transfers in the Kisumu County Executive financial statements. The variance of Kenya shillings 2,496,590 has not been reconciled. In the circumstances, the accuracy and completeness of transfers from the county government amount of 8,073,241 could not be confirmed. Thank you.
To the management.
Thank you. On the issue of unreconciled variances in transfers from the county government, this will be noted. And our response was thus, being the first time preparing the annual report and financial statements, the hospital management faced a number of challenges, understanding the requirements of IPSAS. The management has taken note of variance of 2,496,590 for the financial year 2021-2022. Treasury disbursements that were credited to the hospital account during the financial year 2021-2022. The management acknowledged the error made and a second note. Chair, I have something to say about this. I don't know if you allow me to. You say that I should not add or remove anything.
Have an opportunity to talk when we'll be making queries.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Back to the members. Yeah, Honorable Nyakach.
Yeah, Chairman.
Thank you for that mismatch. Auditor.
Thank you, Chair. The management says that they have now obtained the statements, the bank statements and the AIEs, and they are yet to do the reconciliation. So reconciliation is yet to be done. So the issue remains as it is.
The issue will remain unresolved, and That is according to the auditor. Let me hear from members. Nyakach?
Mine was just an observation, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, this defense of being the first time of preparing the annual report and financial statement, I think it is a statement that we are now becoming allergic to, because we have seen it over and over again in the financial, in the responses that have been undertaken by our brother who purports to be an accountant. And I think I want to suggest that they should have stated here that being that the financial statement was prepared by some unqualified accountant, this is why these gaps are there, but not that being the first time of what. If at all this thing was done by somebody who is qualified, somebody who is experienced, then you would have known what to put in the financial statement. So that one is not a defense. Ignorance is not a defense. They should have stated well that these gaps are arising because of lack of a qualified accountant in that hospital. That one we would have understood, but not that being the first. Even if it is the first time the hospital was being audited and the financial statements are prepared by a qualified accountant, CPAK, then we will not be seeing things like this, Honorable Chair. That is my observation.
Honorable Kumu.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Chair, I just wanted to know from the management on how much money did they actually receive from the county government of Kisumu in that financial year. How much money did you receive?
Management.
Thank you, Honorable. I can confirm that during the financial year 2021, 2022, the hospital received from the county government of Kisumu a sum of 8,073,241. 8,073,241. And this one is evidenced by the bank statement where the money was deposited.
Did you provide that? Because it's a query. Was it? Did you provide that?
We didn't provide it, but we have it. We'll be pleased if you can table the evidence before you and before the Auditor General.
But it was a query. You know, you had to come with your evidence to support what we are talking about. Because even now, we are asking, how much did you receive? And from your statement, it is contradicting the amount of money you received. And the only thing which was to help you, it was not just a matter of these phrases and the statements. It was through evidence. It is evidence-based. Did you provide that during the time of management and that? Because it was a query.
Honorable Chair, we availed the bank statement during the period of audit to the auditors.
So in other words, it is the auditor who is trying to mislead the House. Are you trying to imply that? Because they are here to defend themselves. We want to give them the opportunity to confirm why they are misleading the House.
Well, I might not say the entirely misleading the House, but according to the statement that we produced, we extracted this amount from the statement that detailed the amount of money that we received from the county government, and the same statement that we gave the Auditor General, Office of the Auditor General.
Then why do you think it is a query? Why does it fall within the query? If you did what is expected, what must have happened?
I would love to hear it from the Auditor General, from the Office of the Auditor General, why they said there was a variance of 2.4 million. because according to them, the money that we received from the county was 5 million, and according to us, the money we received was 8 million. So that was where the variance coming from.
Honorable Nyakach, before I give you, surely that is why you are here. They were not done with everything until they bring it here. That is why they are here. You see them prosecuting the case. It is you to defend yourself. Where is the evidence, Daktari? While looking at the evidence, maybe it is lost within the books. Nyakach, Honorable.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, this is an irony. You know, sometimes matters finance, you will get the receiving entity disclosing less than it was given. But in this scenario, they are disclosing more than the executive is disclosing to have given them. So maybe just as you have said, we need the evidence. We would have had the annexures whereby there are evidence of transfer of 8 million. And then from the Auditor General also, we need the evidence of this 5.5 million so that we see what to do with it. Because if it is the executive giving 8 million and accounting for 5 million, then we need to go for executive. And because, you know, it is very funny for someone to disclose 8 million while the giver discloses 5 million. And if they have balanced 8 million well, then we should stop crucifying them. We should go for the executive. They should not answer these questions because they were given 8, they have provided for 8, they have given us how they have used that 8, then they are free. We should go for executive. Why are they disclosing less? What did they do with this 2.4 something? Is there something happening at the executive level? So I think we should not just be hard on them on this. Let them provide us with evidence so that we know who to go for. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
And finally, Daktari, finally, are you seeing some kind of quotes in such kind of transactions? Is it funny to you or it is normal? 5 million, 8 million, is it funny? Does it require some kind of explanation? And do you think you can be called to account for that?
Yes, I find it strange, just the member for Koloa is said, that in normal circumstances, we usually find that the receiver declares less than the giver. But this is the other way around. But I did confirm to you that you received this money, 8 million, and the exact dates that each money came in, that total to 8 million.
We must confirm to members that referral also did the same. There must be somebody trying to play with the figures, maybe from the executive or you people, but we'll get hold of you if that is the case, because we have noted that very clearly. Back to the data.
Well, to support the transfers from the county government, they also needed to maintain a record known as a ledger. So we were not given the ledger, but the management alluded to the fact that they gave us the AIEs and the bank statement, but there is no reconciliation. So the figure that is reflected in the county government of Kisumu of 5,576,000, we can provide details to the county assembly if we are given time. Thank you.
Next question.
The statement of financial position reflects trade payables and other payables balance of Kenya shillings 2,450,775 and referenced under note 34 to the financial statements. However, note 34 refer to refundable deposits from customers or patients and at their nil balance. Further, review of the financial statements revealed that trade and other payables are classified under note 33 to the financial statements and reflect an amount of Kenya shillings 4,234,515, resulting to an unreconciled balance of variance of Kenya shillings 1,783,740. In the circumstances, the accuracy of the trade and other payables balance of Kenya shillings 2,450,775 could not be confirmed. Thank you, Chair.
The accounting officers.
Thank you, Chair. On the issue of misstatement of trade payables, the management responded as thus. The hospital management acknowledges the misclassification and the variances in the report and attributes the dangers associated with the preparation of the financial statement for the first time. The management has taken measures to familiarize with the task to avoid misstatement going forward.
Back to the auditor.
Thank you, Chair. The issue still remains because a revision has not been done to show how those items are being aligned in the financial statements. Thank you.
What happened? Because it is still an issue, and you are given the period to respond to these issues. You did not respond. Still, it is an issue. Why?
Thank you very much. I will also request the accountant to help us in this.
You are requesting an accountant to help us in this. Accountant, are you ready to help us in this? Are you ready to help us in this? You can explain it very clearly. Okay, let us give you time. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Chair. We did an analysis of the pending bills, and we had provided a schedule for pending bills totaling to 4,234,505. We have the schedule here. So on the matter of this figure that is unreconciled, it's a matter of we are going to see on how to revise this financial statement so that we use it onward when we are going to prepare the subsequent statement, which are now due for auditing for the financial year 22-2023. Thank you.
But you are given time. You are given a time by the Auditor General to do this. Why did you not do it? Why do we need to wait until that and you had the figures with you? Why did you not just do it so that you present it to the auditor? Because you are the one doing it. Why do we need to wait until next year, next financial year, and you had all the figures with you and you are the accountant? It is not a must that you have to answer. We'll write our verdict on that. Don't worry. Back to the auditor. Next question.
Unsupported bank balances. The statement of financial position reflects cash and cash equivalents balance of Kenya shillings 1,723,410, which, as disclosed in Note 27A to the financial statements, comprises balances of Kenya shillings 1,556,612 and Kenya shillings 166,798 held in two local banks. However, the balances were not supported with bank reconciliation statements. In addition, the certificate of balance for one of the bank accounts reflects a balance of 1,543,670 2, while the bank statement reflected a balance of Kenya shillings 1,556,613, resulting to an unexplained variance of Kenya shillings 12,941. In the circumstances, the accuracy and completeness of cash and cash equivalents, balance of Kenya shillings 1,723,410 could not be confirmed. Thank you, Chair.
Back to the accounting officers.
Thank you, Chair. On the issue of unsupported bank balances, our response was thus: the health administrator was handling the accounting functions in the financial year 2021-2022, had limited knowledge in preparation of bank reconciliation statements. However, the hospital management is working on plans to engage a resident accountant to assist on these functions. The hospital management had engaged the bank on the variance of 12,941 shillings between the certificate of bank balance and the bank statement. The management is still following up on the feedback from the bank. That was our response.
Back to the auditor.
The issue is still outstanding, so it's not yet addressed. Thank you.
Back to the members. Honorable Kumu.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I just wanted to know why the bank is keeping two accounts. Because I can see they are keeping money in two local accounts. One was having 1.5, another one 1.7 approximately.
Back to the accounting officer.
Chair, allow me to stand. Thank you. So indeed we have two bank accounts. They're not from the same bank. One is from Cooperative Bank and the other one is from KCB. It's a requirement that we have two banks, one for receiving the money and one for operations. So the KCB account mostly we use it for our NHIF reimbursements. And the Cooperative Bank is where we get our refund from the county government. So as at this time, we had a total of 1,556,612 shillings in our cooperative account, and in our KCB account we had 166,798. The issue came, there's a variation of 12,000, which was mostly from the COP account. They say one of the accounts, I can confirm it's a COP account, that had a discrepancy of a variance of 12,000. I indeed followed it up with the bank, while there was a variance between the certificate of bank balance as at that time and what was on the statement. So when I went to see the manager of Cooperative Bank, I showed him the certificate of bank balance then and the statement. So there was a problem on the last day of that financial year, which was on 30th. There was a transaction that was missed. And I have it here. On that 30th of June, because the statement was ending on 29th. I don't know for what reason. So the 30th was made, that was a difference. So on that 30th of June, there was a money that was deposited amounting to 117,000. This was from the hospital deposited it in this account. Then the same day, a check of 10,000 was written. So if I produce the last day of the statement of the last day, it corresponds to what is in the certificate of 1,543,672 with zero variance. Thank you.
Or is that an evidence?
Yes, this is an evidence.
They'd offer to.
Thank you.
Did you give them to the auditor?
No, Chair. This one I did it after we discussed with our auditor. The advice that we go to the bank. So I went to the bank and produced it and got the right figures. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. Chair, as reported here, this entity has got 2 accounts in 2 different banks. And they have reported that one of the accounts or one of the banks, all for them 1.5 million, and then another one 166,000. A total which should give them 1.7. And then this response only explains whatever we have in one of the accounts, which is, and that is what was depicted by the auditor, whereby we have a difference between the certificate of bank balance and bank statement, a discrepancy of around 12,000. Is it 12,000 and what? 12,941. We don't know about the other bank, which is reported here to be holding around 166,798. Would we get whatever we have in the certificate of bank balance vis-a-vis the balance statement as far as 166,798 Kenya shillings is concerned, and the bank where it is? Thank you.
Management.
Thank you, Honorable from Kolwa. I will comfortably confirm that we have the correct bank balance and bank statement for the KCB. But the other bank is KCB Bank that has 166,000. $798. This is the certificate of bank balance as of that time, as of 30th June 2022, and this is the statement for that financial year. Thank you. He didn't have any issue. The issue was with the other bank, Cooperative Bank. Thank you.
And actually, why was there no reconciliation on the part of the accountant? Because these are basic things he had to do before presenting all these things back to the auditor. It's here you can answer. Why did you not reconcile the bank statements? So that we don't go into all these things, because that is your work.
Okay.
Yeah, you are free to answer that.
Thank you, Chair. During this financial year, I had some limitations as to the bank statement, as to the cash book for that period. The cash book was not updated during that period, so I really had a challenge on how to go about the reconciliation bit. Thank you.
We can proceed. We can proceed. Next question, Auditor.
Thank you, Chair. The next question is on unsupported rendering of service, medical service income amount. The statement of financial performance reflects rendering of services, medical services income of Kenya shillings 4,035,976. However, the supporting schedules provided for audit reflects total income from rendering of services, medical service care of Kenya shillings 3,067,789, resulting to an unreconciled variance of Kenya shillings 968,187. In the circumstances, the accuracy and completeness of rendering of services, medical service income of Kenya shillings 4,035,976 will not be confirmed.
Back to the management.
Thank you. On the issue of unsupported rendering services, medical service income amount, the management responded as thus. The Kenya shillings 968,107 variance refers to revenue received from NHIF, which includes the capitation and the reimbursement received for the financial year 2021-2022. So going forward, the hospital management will ensure that support all revenues as required by the IPSAS. That was our response. It was from NHIF that we received, a total to the amount that's shown in the variance.
Back to the data.
Thank you, Chair. As at the time when we discussed, the issue was unresolved. But now that he has said he has support for the NHF claim, we could wish to have that document for our verification so that we see if it's addressing the issue. Thank you.
Maybe to members before the that was an issue, and you had it with you. Why did you not give it out? And if you did not give it out, are you ready to give it out? Because it is a requirement by the auditor now.
Thank you. Indeed, we have the supporting schedule of the amount that the hospital received for rendering services. Of this amount, 3,667,799 shillings was from the cash received, and the variance that is queried here was from NHIF. I initially told you we have two banks. We have Co Bank and KCB Bank. KCB Bank is exclusively for receiving NHIF money. So if we look at the money that was sent by the NHIF into our bank account, it totals to 967,593, which is the amount in question here, as is supported here. We'll provide the evidence, Chair.
You have them there?
Yes, I do.
Then why don't you just hand them to the auditor? Because you are here. See, these are the auditors, and that is the document they are looking for. You know, we will be retrieving for our report writing, and if you don't avail all the required, you see, the verdict might be quite not pleasing. So, if you have them, why don't you? The auditors are here. You have the document. Hand it over to the auditor. Or it is just a...
No, Chair, we have a myriad of supporting schedules. I wanted to just finish them because they're in a file. Then you can hand over to a copy to your desk and a copy to, and another file to the Office of Auditor General.
Confirm you are under oath, you are under answered, you are also live. You know what, you have to be very clear. We proceed. Next question.
Chair, differences between the financial statements and supporting schedules. The statement of financial performance reflects medical costs and general expenses items disclosed in Note 15 and Note 21 to the financial statements, which are at variance with the supporting schedules as listed below. So the component, the balances as per the statement of receipts and payment, balances as per supporting schedules, and then the variance. The component food and ration, as per the financial statement, we have 1,366,016. As per the supporting schedules that were provided, is 1,341,016. We have a variance of 25,000. Dressing and non-pharmaceuticals, we have 352, 360, 317, 950 is what is in the supporting schedule. We have a variance of 34, 410. Sanitary and cleansing, we have 168,530. We have, as per the supporting schedule we were provided, is 155,230. We have a variance of 13,300. Refined fuels and lubricant, we have 381,458 as in the financial statement, and 381,263 in the supporting schedule. We have a variance of 195. Contracted services, we have 204,000 in the financial statement, 408,000 in the supporting schedule. We have a negative 204,000 as a variance. Other fuels, we have 320,800 in the financial statements, 390,800 in the supporting schedule. We have negative 70 as the variance, 70,000. General and office travel and accommodation, we have zero balance in the statement and 174,300 is what the schedules we were given. We have a variance of 174,300, which is negative. General supplies and general office supplies, we have 209,500,000 in the financial statement. 49,300 is what we were given in as support. 160,200 is the variance. Printing and stationery, we have 179,250. There was no support. Support was 17,900. 179,250 is the variance. There's a top of error. Telephone and mobile phone services, we had 63,000 and we were not given any support. So the variance is 63,000. In addition, the statement of financial performance reflects transfer to other government entities, that is MOH office amounting to Kenya shillings 500,000, while the support being note 20, the financial statements, and the inter-entity confirmation letter at Appendix 4 reflects nil balances, resulting in an unexplained variance of Kenya shillings 500,000. In the circumstances, the accuracy and completeness of medical costs and general expenses could not be confirmed. Thank you, Chair.
Back to the management.
Thank you, Chair. On the issue number 7, issue on variances between the financial statements and the supporting schedules, the management responded as thus. The hospital management has taken note of the variances and said that the variances was a result of limited knowledge and that the management had on the preparation of the financial statement. The variance was as a result of limited knowledge that the management had on the preparation of the financial statement. The hospital management has made steps to learn more on preparation of financial statement in line with the IPSAS. This was our response.
Back to the auditor.
Thank you, Chair. Reconciliation of the balances has not been done. Thank you.
Back to the members.
Chair, on this one, I think the management needs to do a little bit more. And I'm looking at some of the figures. For example, contracted guards, where they have like negative 204 as a variance, and traveling and accommodation of negative 173. But other than that, Chair, of interest to me is some 500,000 that is being said to have been given to the MOH. And we are wondering why you are paying the MOH. What services did they offer that warranted that you sent to them 500,000? I think that's the only thing that I need your response on.
Thank you.
Sorry. Maybe you talk to the chair. When you just rise up and start, it means it is a personal exchange. It is not a meeting. So you are given opportunity to respond.
Thank you for the guidance, Chair. Through the Chair, to Honorable Seth, there's a query on the 500,000 that was sent to the MOH. It's a norm that the county government sends the money for MOH in our account, hospital account, because they don't have their own account. Even up to date, when the AIE come, it has our AIE plus this, the MOH, what we call the sub-county public health. So they don't have their own account. So from here, we transfer the money to them. So this money in question, the money in question reached our account on 17th of October from the county government of Kisumu. It was amount totaling to 500,000. Then on 26th of October, the same year, those who wrote a check number 972 to the Nyakach sub-county health management team, amounting to 500,000. So it was not, it was the money that was sent by the county to the MOH, but through our account. It was not our money. But we gave them back to them.
Honorable member, you have to do it to the chair. That's why the chair is here. Okay.
Chair,
just resume your seat. Okay.
Who is MOH? Who is MOH? And what do they use this money for? Thank you, Chair.
Superintendent.
Chair, just on the same, this is the first sub-county I'm hearing about this transfer. We have 7, I think now 8 sub-counties, and I think each one of them maybe have a county hospital, which they could be using to do the same. Does it mean that other sub-county don't have these MOHs? Maybe you just expound on what it is, who are they, and what is this money for. And again, confirmation of receipt. This guy who was paid, whoever was paid, how do you confirm the receipt? Like the accepting of the receipt. How do you have a document showing that they received this cash? Because we can have a MOH, I don't know what I can call it, then we wire the money to Honorable James, and that is it. So we want a confirmation of receipt from this MOH for the same amount, so that we are in order. And we want to know what is it for, how does it work? Maybe we don't know. Thank you.
Chair. Yes, Chair, I think the management has just said that MOH does not have account. That is why the money was sent to their account, and then they wired it back. I don't know how they wired it while the MOH does not have account. Did you withdraw the money and took the cash to them, or can you explain how this money reached the MOH? You've said that they don't have an account, and that is on record. Thank you.
Bwana Superintendent, you don't need to carry a burden which is not yours. kindly please just be open so that we rectify this issue. So maybe it is not your fault. It may not be your fault.
Thank you, Chair. I think the County wants to say something in regards to this.
Very good. We are giving him the opportunity. And probably the admin has something to say here because he's directly involved. But maybe we start with an accountant.
Thank you, Chair. When inquiring about this 500,000 which came into Nyakach County Hospital, the reason as to why it was transferred out to Nyakach sub-county was that I think by the time of transferring the money during that financial year, the name of Nyakach and Nyakach, there was there was a mistake. So upon the issue being raised by the sub-county, the hospital was allowed to transfer the money back to the Nyakach sub-county bank account. And I think for record, all the sub-county offices, that is where we have the MOH, they normally handle the activities for the primary facilities, the dispensaries, where we have one sub-county administrator manning all the dispensaries, and we have the MOH, who is now overseeing all the activities of the sub-county. So they use this money for their day-to-day running of the office, be it fuel, be it transport, and just to run the office. Thank you.
Honorable Kumu.
Yeah, I think we are proceeding very well. So the sub-county, you said this money goes to the sub-county administrator, right?
Through the chair, thank you. The monies are normally being sent to the sub-county health management accounts. For this specific year, there was just an error, I think, by virtue of the sharing of names. Nyakach sub-county hospital and Nyakach sub-county health management. So there was an error. Upon getting the information, the hospital was allowed to transfer money back to the sub-county HMT account. Thank you.
Maybe you did not get the question. He's asking, is this money wired back to the sub-county administrator? That is yes or no. If it is no, now you will have opportunity to explain. But if it is yes, it is just yes.
I think
yes.
if I'm getting you so well, the department does fund the sub-county health management team, if I'm getting you so well. And you usually give them money in their account. But this time you transferred the money to Nyakach Hospital instead of the sub-county health management team. Then Nyakach, then the hospital was made to transfer the money to them. But why couldn't they just bring the money back? Because when it comes to now reporting the expenditures, did they report to you on how they spent the money? If they didn't, and you are the one who gave them the money, then you are held responsible as accounting officer. You have given some people some money, and you don't know they've spent it for. And you can be accused of fraud because people are using the facility to steal public money. If that did not happen, it's either you now provide evidence of usage of the 500,000 that you gave sub-county health management team. If not, then we consider Nyakach sub-county hospital as one of the facilities that the county government is using to fraudulently take money from the public. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm really surprised now because I'm lost a bit. We were told that this is because they didn't have an account. That's why the money ended in our sub-county hospital, the Nyakach County Hospital. They didn't have an account. Now they do. Because that's when we realized, where did the check go to? So me, I thought someone was given a check as an individual, not account. Now there are two accounts. Chair, something is not adding up. And I wonder how this would have happened. Because I think when they are preparing these vouchers at the executive, they know They know. Even if my name is the same name with another person, they will know when they are paying. Those vouchers are very serious documents. The accountants at the Prosperity, when they are preparing them for each transfer, they know. They cannot even pay another contractor on behalf of the other. It's not possible. So I think this is really tricky. Maybe it was intentional, Chair, and I don't know. This is the first time we are meeting such kind of behavior. But I think there is something that we are not getting right. So if it at all it happened, let's say it happened, Chair, we need the whole expenditure from this department or whatever committee. How did they spend it? How much did they use for fuel? How much did they use to go to Andengopanga or wherever they were going? So that we know this money was spent on individuals and for what purpose. Otherwise, this is just 500,000 which was wired to this account and then some people somewhere just took it and that's it. Because from the look of things, Nyakach County Hospital cannot verify the expenditure, the end user. The monies for the county must have an end user. They were not Nyakach County Hospital. Who are these and how did they use it? Because the ones we remitted for them, they have really accounted for them and we have all the details on what was spent on what and how. This one, this 500,000, we don't know. We don't have any idea and clue how it was spent. Maybe the signatories, I don't know who they are. They just withdrew the money and just like that, and it's gone. So we need to know how it was spent. Thank you, Chair.
Maybe before we give to Honorable Were, just the MedSuppers just talked about they don't have an account. That is what he was talking about. And the accountant is talking about they have an account. Who is misleading the House between the two people? Because we want facts. You are telling us a different thing, and mind you, you are the person responsible for that hospital. And could you please confirm this committee, this sub-county committee, where do they sit? Are they sitting within your facility? Or they are sitting within the Prosperity House? So that brings the question of now how to trace that money. Because if they sit within your facility, then we want to know. If they never had an account, as you know, because you should know. But the accountant, the rooming accountant is saying they have an account. So who is misleading the House?
Thank you, Chair. This is a very good session. I know it's every day we learn. There are two entities here. Probably I'm confusing them. We have the MOH and we have the Sub-County Public Health Office. So the person, I think I want to retract that statement that they don't have account. The person who don't have account is the Sub-County Public Health, which uses our account.
Interjection, yes.
Chair, he knows whom they paid. There's no confusion about it. They knew whom they paid the 500. So coming here that I didn't know who is, no. If you are paying somebody even an individual amount, you know who you are paying. There's no confusion about that. So don't lie, please. Thank you.
In that order, obviously, they now have an account. Then who did you pay? Yes.
Maybe we can see a copy of the check that was written because he has mentioned the leaf, and we want to see in whose name was the check written.
Honorable Were.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, somebody is not being sincere here. And Chair, I would request our officer to provide correspondences that showed that this money was not meant for them and it was meant for another entity, so that the committee can verify That would sort out the whole mess. Thank you.
There must be a letter directing. There could have been a letter directing that this money be taken to this. Do you have such kind of a correspondence? Do you really have them, or you just did it out of your own dealings within the hospital? Because we have to be very clear. You can't transfer 500,000 shillings given to you by the parent department to somebody without any letter and evidence. So, Dr. just come clear. Do you have such kind of this so that you get out of this?
Thank you, Chair. I must say that I don't want to mislead the House because I've taken an oath. This money, there's no correspondence because at this point, I wasn't in charge, but I've not seen any correspondence that directing that the amount be wired from the Nyakach County Hospital to the Nyakach County Health Management Team. I just want to make it clear for Honorable James that I was just coming to your point. When I say there are two entities here, there's Health Management Team, which is headed by the MOH, my immediate senior. Then there's the Sub-County Public Health Office. So when the Sub-County Public Health Office collects money, they send it to the county revenue account. Then it's wired back to our account. For them, they don't have account. The Sub-County Public Health don't have our account. But the Health Management Team, MOH, they have an account. So I just want to make it clear, and probably that's why I'm saying I want to retract that's my statement, because there are two, and the sit probably mostly together. And just to answer the chair, they are not domiciled in our hospital. They sit, and the officers are in Katito, Sub-County Hospital. There's no interaction between MOH and the hospital at any level. So about the correspondence, probably it's something that we can follow it up, because I haven't seen it myself, but the money was wired on a such a date with the check number, and there's account number to it. That account number is written Nyakach Health Management Team account. Thank you.
Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, if the in charge is telling us that he does not have any correspondences, and he said by the time the money was being wired, it was the in charge who authorized. Oh, he wasn't. Okay, thank you. So we need to know whoever authorized that wiring, and even the circular. You know, sometimes when you are given money, which has got several voted, there must be a circular. That this one goes to this voted, this one to this voted, this one goes to the sub-county management ward. Yeah, so we need that circular, or any correspondence, if any, or the authority, whoever gave the authority for the wiring to take place. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable James.
Thank you. I think, Chair, that is in order. You know, there is no decision that can be made by the hospital to wire money to anyone or to any other entity. If the money was wired in the wrong account, as we were told by the accountant, there must have been correspondence from Prosperity telling Nyakach County Hospital, now this one don't belong to you, belongs to XYZ. Please write a check of this amount to XYZ. That one has to be. And if that was lacking and someone maybe made a phone call or they decided on their own, then that money is lost. And again, the Med has clarified that for the public health officers, they collect the revenue and then their return is wired to the county hospital. I don't see any evidence of any transfer to them in any way. Because if that is the case, then every now and again they should be receiving from the county hospital. There is none. So what we have, which has been transferred, is for the other entity, the sub-county management team, health management team. But this one, public health, if that is the scenario that they also receive, because the other one was a mistake, Chair. The 500 was a mistake. It should have gone to the county hospital. But this one, he has said specifically, them, they do not have account, but they get their money through the county hospital. But in this statement, financial statement for this fiscal year, I think there is no any evidence of such. Or they are getting zero. They have been getting zero, and in this fiscal year also they got nothing. Maybe that is the scenario. I don't know. Thank you.
Maybe before I give, that was from your submission. You know, those cropped up from your submission. Maybe you can clarify.
Thank you, Chair. I might not talk with authority on this financial year, but the current practice since I became a maid soup is that when the money is wired into our account, the county makes an AIE. From the top to somewhere up, katikati this for the hospital, then the tail end of that AIE is for the sub-county public health. Now what happens that when they want to use this money, what do? They make vouchers with all the supporting documents. They're verified by the accountant. Then after they've been verified by the accountant, okay, then I do the authorization of the payment from our account. So we have an example of an AIE that authorizes us to expend the money for the sub-county public health office.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, there's this trend that we have to really stop. And you see, Dr. Edon is really struggling to answer some questions because the financial statements were done when he was not there in charge. And the person who did them is still working in this county. And is just somewhere sitting pretty and watching him struggle to answer questions. And I think last time I told the chief officer and the CC that when we are handling these audit queries, let's bring the people who did them because they are working for this county. In the case of this one, where somebody just decided to send 500,000 to HMT, he can't leave any documentation to the person who is taking after him. Then with me, I can only conclude that there was misappropriation. And it seems our hospitals are being used to do fraud. People are sending money to hospitals, direct them to send money to HMT. The HMT withdraws that money and gives to some few people. And it's done because there is nothing to show. And I've asked severally, and I believe the accountant, the roaming accountant would have told us, because I asked, what is this money for? What is this money for? What is this money being used for? That question can help us answer so many questions. But because that's not even being answered, then it seems it's just a conduit. You send money to hospitals, you give instructions, they can't question because it's coming from their seniors. They send it back wherever they are instructed, and somebody is told, please now withdraw it, bring it here, and we are done. And that has to stop. So, Chair, going forward, I agree that officers are working in perpetuity. But in certain circumstances, I think we need to bring the officers who are there, especially when they are still working in this county government. Thank you.
And I want to confirm to you that the officers, the accounting officers, you are lying to the House. Because, you know, there was an effort made by the auditor to confirm from the MOH if he really actually received this money. And he said, the auditors are here. They did not receive the money. And if we are lying, you know, the auditors are here. Why are you lying to the House and you are under oath? And apart from that, we also have, admin, how long have you been in the Nyakach sub-county hospital? How long have you been there? kindly use the microphone. Those things up.
Thank you, Chair. I've been in Nyakach for 5 months.
We bring an officer who is only 5 months old in that facility. And Peter Pala is in this count, somewhere, just sitting and eating chips, watching Kevin struggle to answer questions that is, he doesn't understand. Chair, this has to stop. This has to stop because the audit report mentions clearly who handles all those funds during that period. So bringing Kevin here just because he's holding a position in that hospital, when it's just 4 months, I don't know, 5 months old, to me doesn't make sense. It doesn't at all.
If what you said is true, and I wanted the auditors to confirm. I want the auditors to confirm. If they confirmed that there was no receipt, that's why I was talking about the person who received this 500,000 ought to have given a receipt to Nyakach County Hospital. I've received XYZ amount, and it is for this purpose. You know, as a procuring entity like Nyakach, no one can just pick money. There must be a documentation towards it. I'm receiving this check on behalf of XYZ. You know, if they can confirm that the people purported to have received are not received, then the person who signed that check, those guys who are responsible to transfer 500 to somewhere else, they must refund that money, Chair. That is money lost. I just want them to confirm if you can allow. Thank you.
Back to the Richards.
Thank you, Chair. I confirm that the letter that was attached at Appendix 4 showed nil. Nil balance. Yes.
Yes. Dr. Harry, what can you say now that you are talking so much and defending yourself on issues of falsehood and so I think everything is okay, because even in their response they said it is noted. You know, when it is noted, it means they know what it is all about. It's noted. That is from their response, the written response. So it is noted. It means they know what is happening with that. Ella.
Thank you, Chair. I think, can they get the image from the bank? It's allowed, so that we know who was paid.
Yeah, it is possible. Before, you know, it's going to help you, MedSoup. That issue is going to absolve you from this. Because actually, if we know who is, now we can handle the issue quite fairly. But if you try to hide this, you know, the responsibility, you have to carry the responsibility. And that is what you must expect. So can we get this to show who actually received the money, because we will get all that.
Thank you, Chair. I just want to see, I didn't get what Honorable Were said. What do we get from the bank? Oh. Okay, thank you. I think this is a very hot issue. Even if I were you in your position, I would handle it with a lot of seriousness it deserves. But now on this other side, it's okay, it's okay. Now, there are two, I think that probably two ways or 3 ways of going about this. One is money out from our account, the check and where it was going to, which is very indicated here very well, with the account it went to. Another option is to get a same statement from the other receiving end, this amount they received and from where. Then Another issue, we can get an what do you call that bit of check? There's the part that remains, the small one, counterfoil. We can get that one, and the fourth one, you can get the image. I didn't know about that one, Honorable. We learn every day the image, so that it might not help.
Yeah, what I'm saying, the counterfeit will not help us because it is not a duplicate. It's something which is being written. So you can write that one, the main check, but on the counterfeit you write another thing altogether. It is not a duplicate. So counterfeit will not help us here.
So that probably leaves us with the three options now that we can pursue. But from our end, we can get this and probably the image, and we can implore the sub-county, the MOH, to give us their statement, because like Honorable Seth said, I'm taking somebody's bait, but getting these documents at all, or there is correspondence, might be very difficult at this point.
Yes. There is an instruction from somewhere instructing Nyakach County Hospital to transfer 500. It is not a verbal thing. It must be an instruction. Right now, if the county assembly is paying anybody even 20 shillings, can it be verbal? A government entity? No way. So there is an instruction, and whoever gave it by evidence, this, transfer this to this. That one must be there. Failure to which, you know my guess, this money was something else.
And we are giving a resolution on this because the MedSoup is trying to explain something which you might know. We are giving you 5 days to respond to this issue because we are proceeding to our report writing, and you know the consequences. So as much as you are trying to do this, you are not involved or not involved, you are the accounting officer now. You should be in a position of explaining all this to the committee. And we need relevant documents to support yourself on this. And the same documents, you have to submit them to the auditor. 2, apart from the house. So you'll do it through the, and the same documents should also be taken to the auditors for verifications. And we'll also do our work so that we see what to do. You try very much to be clean on this issue. If you can't be on air, like we are now, try to be clean on this. To the members, I think most of the issues here remaining are just bordering on the issues we handled the other time. And like incomplete register sets, outstanding trade and other payables, control on weaknesses. I think these people, they have to do a lot. our people, you have to do a lot so that you come to that issue. We have a lot of issues, a lot of technical issues. Before you arrive into nitty-gritties, we have a lot of issues to be sorted out. And we realize we don't have an accountant. You are holding a lot of money in the hospital. It can't be accounted, such kind of things. So somebody will be quite mischievous on what he's doing. I think I'm giving Mr. Auditor an opportunity to crown it up. There are some issues to talk about. If we don't get to, you can just summarize. Just summarize. So then I give members.
The issues that are there in the report of lawfulness and effectiveness in use of public resources, we have two issues. That is number one, incomplete asset register. The asset register was not correctly kept when we went to when we audited the hospital. Then there is an irregular management of Impress. Impress was not managed according to the regulations that governs Impress management. Then we have another report on effectiveness of internal control, risk management, and governance, where we have a few paragraphs. The first one is on long outstanding trade and payables. The second one is on control weaknesses in revenue correction system, weak controls in inventory management. There was weaknesses in the filing system, and there was failure to meet the requirement of the level 4 hospital. So these issues were communicated to the management, and the status as we speak now remains the same. So I hand back the meeting to the chairman, so that the members can discuss the issues and come up with a resolution. Thank you.
Back to the med soup, you can crown it up. You had the issues concerning that, then you crown it up.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I don't have to go about the summary, but there was those issues. But the striking one was on the inventory or asset register. The asset register was incomplete. There are some missing parts of the register, like the land and the vehicles that were being queried. There have been a lot of issues with the land in Nyakach hospital, where the hospital sits. And the hospital sits on 6 different parcels of land. And these different parcels of land are in different, have different owners. So there's been back and forth trying to get the consolidated title deed for the hospital, because the owners of these lands want compensation, even though the land were given in utmost good faith by the previous owners, because these are the descendants of the owners that are asking for compensation. So we did a survey. We did a survey of the hospital, where these lands are and where the boundaries of each land. And we have the report of the survey here. So that's why we did not include this one in the asset register, because these lands, as they are not hospital land. And there's another issue of the motor vehicle. The hospital has 3 motor vehicles. 1 is in use, 2 are grounded. But the logbooks of these vehicles are with the county. So as they are, these vehicles are not ours, they can be deployed to any part of the county, any hospital of the county. So that explains why we did not include it in the asset register, because as they are not, we cannot own them. Then there was the issue of outstanding payables, that's the wage bill. Chair, like any other minister will tell you, the hospitals are grappling with a huge wage bill, not wage bill, but pending bill, sorry. The other time I was happy, the committee, health committee came. Honorable Gongo was not there, but it was headed by our Honorable Seth. We told them what we are having, challenges we're having at the hospital. One of them was being pending bills. It keeps piling. We try to reduce it because we made an effort that whenever we get amount from a location from the county, we do 20% of this amount at least to pay the pending bills. But that's very little. And that at that time you're trying to reduce the pending bills, you end up also getting more services and more goods adding to the pending bills. So it's a recurring. Instead of reducing it, it keeps piling. And this is not peculiar to Nyakach. Any minister will tell you that the pending bills keep piling. The expenditure of the hospital far outweighs what the hospital receives. So this also puts us the in charges in a very precarious position, very difficult position for us. So as an oversight, I think we need to help us in this. We said this as much to the committee, the health committee. Then there was an issue on management of interest. At that time, there was they didn't find the improper register, interest register. There was an interest warrant, but currently we are maintaining an interest register that we have for going forward. So this should not be an audit query in our subsequent audit. I think we will not be doing a justice to us ourselves when we come here again. We're asking us about this issue of interest register. Then another issue was just weakness in revenue collection, where there was not reconciliation. There was an issue of where the billing and the cashier, where the cashier is the one making the bills and the one receiving the money. So they advised that a billing section should be different from payment section. That one we've done. Right now we have a billing booth very, very far away from the payment booth, so that next time we don't have the same audit query on this. Then there was an issue and weakness in filing system. At this point, I would want my HAO to talk. We've not heard about it. We've not heard his voice. I think I'd like him to say something about this. Thank you, Chair.
Admin, at times we may not like to insubordinate when you have your senior in the house, but we'll give you that. Thank you. Yes, you have something to say.
Thank you, Chair. On the issue of filing, it was an audit query. But Chair, currently, I've put in place measures whereby the filing system and Thank you, Chair.
To the members.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I wish to take this opportunity to thank the management team from Nyakach Level 4 SIPTOL and the honorable members who are here. And it is my wish to encourage our health department so that going forward, let us have these issues addressed. Like for the case of qualified accountant, I think it should not repeat itself. Let us have qualified accountant sign the financial statement for the entities that are under Kisumu, all the entities that are under Kisumu government. Otherwise, thank you.
Honorable Kumu.
Thank you, Chair. I want to continue thanking the Office of the Auditor General. I think we are learning a lot more and more. I think it's for the good of our county that we are doing this. It's not out of malice. We just want to ensure that there's always prudent use of the resources that we have. And it's a learning lesson to us. Every audit report gives us an opportunity to learn. So for some of you, Kevin, who are just seeing it, this is a learning lesson so that next time we handle our resources well and we have a much better report. For our members, I want to thank you for your commitment always. It's very rare to find members sitting this long for such meetings, but you are committed, and I can see the questions we are asking are really relevant. And Dr. has admitted that he is learning a lot from this discussion. We promise to support you in each and every way. I know other than this, we usually meet in the Committee of Health. And now we learn from this, we take it there, and we see what we can change to make things much, much better. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable James.
Thank you, Chair. I want to thank the team from Nyakach County Hospital. Honorable Chair, I also have a burden because I come from there. So this is our referral hospital as people of Nyakach, and it's in order if things are going the right way. So it is my privilege to sit in this committee also to check what is happening there in terms of finances and absorption of the money. Mr. Chair, I think we need to support the level 4 hospitals. Currently, as Nyakach, I think there is a big gap. They are level 4 by maybe word of mouth, but in real sense, they don't match in terms of capacity, in terms of resources, in terms of facilities. And I think that it now comes to the Chair Health. We need to really provide whatever it takes to make it a real level 4. Because I've been there, I know what is happening, and I think we need to support this facility so that it can be ranked as such in level where it deserves. As it is now, I think we are treating it as level 4, but I think the capacity is a bit wanting. Also, Chair, I want to thank you and the team because we've sat here for 2 hours plus, and it is very unusual. We only do 1 hour for committee meetings, but I think the matter at hand was so grave and we had to bind the whole time to be here. Some of us have missed other sessions in other committees, but this was very much important. However much also those ones are important, but this one we needed to dispense of it so that we can move forward with the county hospital. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Deputy Chair, or Honorable Where, do you have something to say?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I just want to take this opportunity to thank the Office of Auditor General and our colleagues from Nyakach for having found it wise to be here so that they can shed more light on the queries that have been raised. And again, each and every time I think we'll be burning midnight oil to ensure that we have good services of our people and so that we can have a qualified opinion which can bring back the confidence of our people. Thank you.
Deputy Chair.
Much thanks to the Office of the Auditor General, the members and the management team from Nyakach County Hospital. Indeed, we said this is a learning process, and I want to believe that you don't even wish to have an adverse opinion next time. Kindly, there are some basic things that we just need to take our work seriously and avoid the adverse opinion. And I want to believe to my friend, the accountant, I want to believe you'll be through with your studies and you'll be registered. And I also want to believe you're also taking keen note. It won't be, but it's not easy to be representing these institutions with the same issues, with the same responses. Kindly, let's always take this opportunity to learn something. Otherwise, thank you so much for the services that you are providing, and we look forward to engage you in when you'll be having a different kind of opinion. Thank you.
Thank you so much. My gratitude goes to the Office of the Auditor General. That is the national government. Actually, that is where we get monies so that we operate as county. They have always stood by the County Assembly of Kisumu, and we don't have any doubt with them. We have a lot of confidence on what you are doing. We appreciate you a lot. You have always not disappointed in this. Maybe to our secretariat. We have a very experienced secretariat. They assist us. They are here. They have been sitting with us here. We appreciate you a lot with the kind of response we have with you. Now to our visitors. It is not a war. You know, when somebody comes to the assembly, you may think that it's going to be a war and something like that. But it's within our mandate. What we are doing is within our mandate to see that we do the oversight role. And you know, when you are called here, you just feel free because that is part of the duties you should be responsible for. We don't mean to harm anybody. What we do is only to see how we can make our county better than what it is today. And we are still learning, we are still developing. We haven't reached a point where we can say we are now excellent. And it is not always very easy to get an excellent mark, especially on matters of finance and everything. And I would like to advise you to go through PMF Act. It is going to guide you so much on issues concerning all these financial matters, because they will always be cropping up. And it is quite unfortunate that at times you find some anomalies which can be prevented very easily without even going through the PMF Act. Those are the requirements of law which you must do. So we expect you are going to improve from being adverse to another opinion, which is next to what we are expecting. It is also our duty, and it is expected from us as MCAs that we have to put you on check. So kindly, please, you have to improve on this, because we will be seeing your account, another account for the financial year coming. And we expect, Daktari, you come up with a different issues concerning this. I understand the kind of pressure we have with the accountant. He has a lot of pressure on all the hospitals, and in fact, he has been representing all the hospitals. I understand that. But we are making recommendations which is going to ease your work on issues of accounting and all that. And remember, it is also risky if you are committing yourself to issues governing money without authorization. You know, it is what it is required to be authorized to handle some issues. So you must also talk to your parent department to not to put you in hot soup the way I see things are moving. And to the honorable members, thank you so much. You have always been very efficient in this. And let me tell you, the county assembly of today is not the other county assembly or the first assembly or second assembly. These are people who are experienced and specialized in their own field. And funny, or in addition to that, we also have a very competent accountants. Within this department, within this committee, We have almost 5 accountants and CPAs. They understand. You know, when you explain yourself, the way you explain themselves, they also hear you because they are also professional in one way or the other. And I may also talk to the admin. Ahmed, please, when you have issues of administrations, you have to come up and assist the medsup. Because I know a medsup is more of a doctor, a medical practitioner than he may not understand more on other issues. And given the magnitude of the hospital and what requires of him, it might not be very easy. But we have to follow the law. Despite the fact that you are just there the other day or today, it was your first time, not your first time. We have to follow the law. Anyway, thank you so much, all members. With the assembly, you from the executive, we are always very happy to host you here. And we have some lunch there. Kindly, please, don't leave before we take our lunch as a community. We are one community. Thank you so much. We are praying, Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the officers of leaders and the county assemblies for the welfare of the society and the just government of the people. We beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servant whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trusts in the county. Let your blessing descend upon us here assembled and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberations in so just and a faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our county and of those in whose interest you have committed to our charge. Amen.